to me in class. Please read through example 2. It's quite straightforward, and please see how they line up the numbers and how they write their therefore statement. Let's do number 2. Alicia's class is making care packages for a local shelter. Now, care packages are like what we do here with NHS and so on, where we collect food and we give them to orphanages. This one's for a homeless shelter, okay, where people are of high need. So we have Alicia's class is making care packages for a local shelter. They can make 8 care packages with 240 food items. As soon as I read that ratio, 8 care packages with 200 food items, okay, I immediately think of a ratio. I have 240 food items in 8 packages. So how many are in one package? And that's why I write the ratio like this. I can work it right down to a unit rate, where one package, well, what's 24 divided by 8 is 3, but we have the 0 back in and it's 30. So one care package has 30 food items. That's a great care package. So how many care packages can they make with 500 food items? Well, what do I have to multiply 30 to get 500? Well, the closest I can get with 30 is I would have to multiply 30 times 18, I believe, because 3 times 18. No, I did that wrong. 3 times 16. 3 times 16 would be 48, but then I would need 2/3 of this. So it would be 16 and 2/3. But that's the way to do it mentally. I want to use cross products, where now we write the other ratio, 500 food items. We have 500 food items over X. We don't know how many care packages we can make. And we go ahead and multiply directly across. Okay, so I have 8 times 500 equals 4,000. Okay, 4,000 on this side. 2, 3. And on this side we have 240x. Let's isolate the x by bringing the 240 over to this side. So it comes over here, 240 where we're dividing. And finally, our x will equal 16 and 0.6 bar notation, or 16 and 2/3. Remember, 2/3 is also 0.6 bar notation. And there we go. So our answer is they can make 16.5 care packages with 500 food items. Please copy this down. It is a key answer. Other times, instead of looking for a variable, you have to actually find the constant of proportionality. So you can also solve problems involving proportional relationships by first finding the constant of proportionality. Constant means how it's changing proportionally. Mrs. Hidalgo paid $30 for 4 students to visit the art museum. $30 for 4 students. Well, what's the price of one student? I would think it's 7.5, right? 7.5. So that's finding the constant right here. This is the constant of proportionality. For every one, there's 750. That's what I mean by that. The unit rate. Find the cost for 20 students. Well, for 20 students, it would simply be 750 times 20, right? Because that's our constant right here. It's our constant of proportionality. The cost is $7.50 times the number of students. Yeah, $7 per student. Let C represent the cost. Okay, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for how much it's going to cost for 20 students. We're going to let C represent the cost, C. And let S represent the number of students. Yeah, depending on how it changes, it's going to be, if for every one, it's going to be 750. As we did there, we know it's 20 students, but we're going to multiply it like that. And here it is if we write it as an equation. We replace it with 20 as we did in my example at the top. So the cost is $150. Okay, $150 for 20 students. Here's another one. Please check it. The way they're checking it here is instead of putting the 500, they're going to put the 20. Oh, sorry, not the 500. What was it? Yes. Instead of putting the 750, which was the variable that was given, they're going to put 20. And then you can check to see. Okay, let's explore these 3 together. Matthew paid $49.45 for 5 DVDs at a sale. How much would it cost for 11 DVDs at the same rate? Let's find the constant proportionality, or what we've called in the past the unit rate. There's $49.45 for 5 DVDs. That's going to equal down to, if we do 1 there and we divide 49.45 by 5 divided by 5, we're going to get 9 decimal 8, 9. That's how much. So this is our constant of proportionality. Got it? And now we have to multiply that by 11. But remember, we can use variables. We can say the cost equals $9.89 times, what are we looking for? How much would it cost for 11 DVDs? DVDs. What variable could we use there? We'll just use S. Okay? So this is the number of DVDs that we're going to buy. So one costs $9.89. This will be the number, and this will be our total cost. Okay? So $9.89 times 11 DVDs equals $108.79. Please pause the video and right here write 11 DVDs would cost $108.79. Okay, let's try 3B. Here we go. Cindy paid $34.60 for 4 tickets to a movie. How much would it cost for 7 tickets? Again, we don't know. We could do it 2 different ways. I could put this over 7 here and just look for X and use cross products. Or I can find my constant of proportionality and divide 3460 divided by 4, right? Because I divided this by 4 to get it down to here, so I must divide this by 4 to get it here. Whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. I could just divide 34 by 4 and I would get my constant proportionality. Then I take my constant proportionality and multiply it by 7. I get $8.65, so that's my constant proportionality, so I know my cost will be $8.65 times 7, which is the number of tickets, or movie tickets. And there you have it. When you multiply, you get 60.55, 60.65. Therefore, write it here, please. Therefore, 7 movie tickets would cost $60.55. Write your therefore statement right there. 3C. Mrs. Jamison paid $202.50 for a group of 9 students to visit the amusement park. So our ratio looks like this, 202.50 for 9. What would be for 1? Okay, what would be for 1? We can find it like that. Remember, go ahead and divide this number divided by 9. Okay, you can use your calculators if you have them at home. And that will give you constant proportionality. Then take your constant of proportionality and multiply it by 13, because it's saying what would it cost be if 4 more students wanted to join the group. So they would join this group. 9 plus 4 is 13. Okay, so times 13. Your constant proportionality times 13, and that'll give you your answer. I want to do something a little different this time. I understand that this is the guided practice, but I've been noticing that the guided practice is slightly easier than the independent practice. So go ahead and do the guided practice at home. I want to start class by checking this. Then we will do the independent practice in class. Okay, we will do the independent practice in class together. See you next class.